Hi everyone, welcome to your daily Sun Sign Love Connection reading, and I'm MaryAnne, and this is MaryAnne's Mystic Mentions. Welcome everybody. I'm so incredibly blessed to be here with you. I just got back from a morning massage because my business is open again. I'm still kind of really just taking that in. It's so beautiful, and I really appreciate it so very much. But this is also my passion, as all of you who have been watching know, and those that are new, and I hope will come back, recognizes that this is it for me as well. So let's get going here. Today, our Sun Sign Connection main Sun Sign is going to be for Cancer. And then what I do is I pick a highlight connection for Cancer. And I'll do that right now in front of you. It'll also be in the description box. There's another Cancer. If that happens twice, I'm going to read the two Sun Sign Cancers because there's a lot of beautiful relationships and connections with the same sign. That one off, three's the charm. Okay, Cancer and Sagittarius. Absolutely. Well, to me, I'll explain a little more. So before I go too far off the beaten path, I will be reading for the Sun Sign connections of Cancer and the highlighted connection of Sagittarius. I'll be reading three major categories and energies that come through for you today. And today is October 17th, 2020. This can mean you may feel them instantly when I'm reading them to you and you automatically resonate, or it may take a day or two or the remainder of the month, and sometimes further. And sometimes you don't resonate at all with the specific highlight connection. So what I've done is now after that, I pull a card for every other individual zodiac sign in connection with Cancer, because somewhere in there is going to be a love connection for Cancer, and I mean love of all types. Also, I want to reiterate the fact that I am reading for the Sun sign, and this is important because the Sun sign is, for those of you who are brand spanking new, it is the part of us that is our personality and our different traits, our interests and desires and our goals and our ambitions. It is the sun that is ruling us on the day that we're born, and it's in that exact position every year when it becomes your solar return. Right now we're in Libra season and almost finishing. It'll go into Scorpio season on the 22nd, but that's a water, element, as is Cancer. So yeah, there'll be some beautiful resonance there. And so I'll talk a little bit about these two and then move on with the messages. Cancer is a water sign. Cancer is incredibly sensitive and very, very vulnerable. And I would say creative and impressionable and very, very protective of those that they love, the people they love, even their work, their situations. They can be kind of reserved, I want to say, because a lot of times with this Cancer, it's this harder exterior shell that represents the crab and the symbolism of Cancer, but inside is that soft, very, very incredibly passionate and sensitive side that they don't want all people to see. So if they're feeling unsafe, if they don't feel like they can be themselves, or they feel less than protected with a particular connection or friend, they're gonna retrieve back into that shell. Okay, they're gonna make sure that they're protecting themselves and once again the people that they love dearly. Now Cancer is ruled by the moon, so we just had the new moon yesterday in Libra. Wow, I mean, that is such a powerful time every month, because we have a new moon and a full moon every single month. But this month is particularly important because, well, first of all, it's in Libra, and Libra is about balance and equilibrium in our lives in all areas, but predominantly with relationships, because that's the emphasis. And the personality trait with Libra is about really connecting with people and having relationships in their life, and having them be fair and having them be, compromising and recognizing the importance of giving and sharing and the reciprocation of that for a good relationship, right? We all strive for that. And then Libra is ruled by Venus, which is the planet of love and money and beauty and magic. And so, that kind of energy is coming through this month as well, which has a lot to do with our relationships, right? Of all types. it brings it to the forefront. And then actually Venus as well, the planet of love, is in the sign of Virgo. And Virgo kind of just puts everything together, that detailed, that practical, that grounded kind of beautiful earth energy. So the love and the communications that come also with the signs of Libra, in Libra season, it's very focused. Their mind and their ability to communicate and to make things work and to understand and to work at a common ground, right? That balance once again, and being fair and just and all the important things that matter to Libras, they're all coming together. That new moon really emphasized that, so it was great for initiating things and for intentions that mean so much to you until the next full moon in Libra, which would be 6 months from now. And really building that up, and it's a beautiful, beautiful time for that. It allows that energy to happen. We do have Mercury in retrograde. It's been that way for about 4 days now, 3 or 4 days, but it was definitely being affected. We were affected, as I am with my speech, and I'm talking right now. It's just a common part of the whole deal with retrogrades. We had the shadow period beforehand, and we'll have it after, but it ends and starts moving forward again on November 3rd. So be aware of the fact that there will be communication misunderstandings, and the sensitivity of Cancer will pick up on that, and they may take things wrong, right? It's Cancer. You don't mean to, but you're just so in tune. The water signs are so in tune. They're so filled with emotion and feeling and the ability to pick up on energies. They walk in the room and they can sense things very, very innately. It's part of their, I say, gift, but it can be a little bit harsh and hard sometimes when they're feeling everything. One would call that an empath, where you take on others' energy. So they need downtime. They understand the currents and the tides and the aspects of life, of the changing and the flow and ebb of life, which we've seen a lot of this year. It's been particularly hard for cardinal signs, which a Cancer is. That's the initiators, the moving, the getting things going. They're very, very shrewd when it comes to business and, money and saving money and providing for their families and their loved ones. Very talented, very capable. Some may see them as being reserved and quiet, but others can see them very, very stern and empowered, someone to look up to and to learn from. And I've had Cancer friends that I have admired very much and had really good times with, and recognize their sensitivity. You have to be aware, and you want to make sure that, you don't go out of your way to ignore that. That's something you need to resonate with them, and they certainly will appreciate that. And then you've got Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, I spoke of Sagittarius, I think, only yesterday. Interesting. Did I bring that up? Nope, it seems like yesterday, though. You know how time flies. Nevertheless, Sagittarius is a fire sign, and Sagittarius is a mutable sign, so they're very adaptable. Sagittarius is the sign known for philosophical, higher learning, and, just this incredible energy of power and motivation and enthusiasm reeks from Sagittarians. They love to travel. They love foreign, cultures and understanding all forms of life and accepting and acknowledging that we need to work together as one, which is so important right now. Interestingly enough, just on a side note, the nodes, which are very important in our lives, they're our destination and our past, and right now they changed after about 2.5 years of being in Cancer and Capricorn. It changed to Gemini and Sagittarius. So there's another emphasis of Sagittarius, which is about our freedom and our desire to speak our minds and to break the barriers that have been, keeping us in a box, or the institutions that we're no longer agreeing with. And all the truth-seeking comes out when it's about Sagittarius. So yes, they're very insightful, very knowledgeable, and they can be so much fun, and they're adventurous, and they open your eyes to things that, as a Cancer who I'm sure love to travel, and especially around water, there tends to be a tendency to really like being near the beach and water and drinking and, and festivities and just enjoying life as a whole, but they really get a real broader prospect and perspective, I should say, when they have a connection with the beautiful Sagittarius. And that has been a interesting but common connection I've seen throughout the years of my studies with the signs that tend to resonate together. So you've got the water and the fire, and that can be very steamy and very, very passionate, right? And it's there. Now, the thing I will say that is the Cancer needs to adapt and to understand this need for the Sagittarius to have that freedom. They're not going to go astray, and they want to be trusted. And you can trust them unless you don't, and then, or you have doubts, and then that causes, issues that really don't need to be there. Because I'll be honest with you, Sagittarius can be the most forthright, honest people ever. Like, they'll just bluntly say something and not even think about it, right? Because they don't mean to hurt you, but they're not into the whole facade. I mean, what you see is what you get. So that can be a little off-putting until you understand that it's definitely not meant in any way to be malice or, harmful. And when they have a flare-up with their temper of fire, it's very, very quick. And they're forgiving, and I'm sure you will be too, because they're very, very, I find them extremely attractive. Just that energy around them is very, very magnetizing. So let's see what your 3 particular main categories have to say about the 2 of you and the energies. And I am using the Art Nouveau Tarot this month. And like I said, we are talking about today, the 17th of October already. Wow. And so what do we have? Okay, that's wonderful. Of course, I'll talk about them as we go along. And then I'm going to finish with some beautiful oracle divinations that I have with great guidance and love and new perspective, perhaps. Just some reminders of things we already actually know, but just to kind of confirm that for us, or maybe pique our interest, hopefully. And so what do we got here? Oh, you know what? There's a lot of repeats, but this is good right there, and I'll explain why. Okay, so first and foremost is the overall energy that you're feeling up until this point and this reading. Now I did do beginning of the month readings for every single sign, and then I just start over again for the second half. So you might want to look back if you hadn't seen that. And it is general, but I feel like you'll resonate with something at some point in this reading. And if you haven't subscribed, please do me that favor. It just takes a moment. It's free. It's extremely supportive, and it allows you to communicate and to, ask questions and kind of share things, which is exactly why I do this. In addition to hopefully teaching you some things that may be of importance to you, or once again reminding you of things, but just feeling that like-minded connection. And it's just beautiful. And then YouTube will share it, and you can share the video and all the variables there that go along with being part of YouTube. So the first beautiful message is a major arcana, and this is the Lovers. So things are good. Things are absolutely beautiful in the love department. Now, I said it's all different types of connections. If you're not in love, or you're not in this long-time marriage, or you're talking about marriage, or it's just a beautiful commitment you've made to each other romantically, it's also just the right selection, just a great friend, a great partnership. Trust me when I tell you, Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. That's one of the most lucky and benevolent, planets that bring opportunity and magic and expansion in things, anything we do or touch. It's like, that beautiful wand that's followed Sagittarius around their whole life. No wonder they're optimistic, right? Majority of the time, you want to be around that. It kind of rubs off. The energies do rub off each other. So anyway, that's absolutely beautiful. And if it isn't, like I said, your absolute love and selection there, it's some choice that you made together that you're feeling really, really good about. And it's a positive energy. So that in itself makes me happy to express and to share with you. What it is exactly, of course, I don't know. But either way, I know it's a good thing. So to those of you that resonate, I'm very, very happy to share that. Now, the next category is the possible blessings or obstacles. And you do have the Ten of Swords. This has repeated itself so much in my readings this month alone. And I understand it, and so I want to try to, share with you the best way I can. 10, first of all, is the beginning of a new cycle. So this card is pretty difficult to look at and even to talk about, because really it's about feeling at some point, whether it was a verbal communication that just really hit you in a way that wasn't pleasant, whether you felt like you've just taken on way too much and you're done, you're on the ground, you're defeated, or you felt stabbed in the back by things that were being said or gossip or outside influences that really, let's face it, it's all about the confusion and the controversial conversations going on right now as we speak. And I don't see it as being between the two of you, Cancer and Sagittarius. It might have been, but I want to say it's past and it's going away, because you're making that choice. And you're definitely standing strong about eliminating those feelings and those people that say things that aren't for your highest good. And you're done with it. And the cycle of 10 is just beginning. The new moon just begun. So if you're not already feeling it, I almost want to promise you, you will feel a change, because everything changes. And when it comes to the swords, it is absolutely the communication that's being given, or lack thereof could also enter into it. And it represents Libra, which is the season we're in, Gemini, which is very much about communication and teaching and so forth, and then also Aquarius. So you might be in touch with those energies or astrology signs as well. You may have that in your own chart, but either way, it's doing away with the things that are not making you feel good. And I'll be honest with you, everybody has words, they have times they say things they don't mean to. You have to let go, you have to forgive. But between the two of you, Sagittarius and Cancer, there's a lot of love there and respect. And I really believe that if anything, you're supporting each other with the understanding and the support of not believing what you're hearing and not falling prey to, conversations that just aren't necessarily legitimate or factual. So then we go into the next category of finances. And that's also not just finances, but it is about your foundation, your practical and physical aspects of your life and where it is at this moment, and the messages for that. And you have the Three of Swords. The thing I like is it's reversed. And when it's reversed, it's always lessened, I should say, a lot of time. The energies, it's usually something from the past. And the Three of Swords is definitely past, in the sense that there's three swords going straight through the heart. So there's been some pain. There's been some heartache when it comes to finances. And maybe the conversations that you weren't hearing or you wanted to hear that weren't happening, and the waiting, and the institutions like banks, or, the hierarchies, the authoritative businesses that have charge and take charge over finances, or, EDD comes to mind, a lot of variables this year that have really come into the forefront. But that's the past. And three is, once again, some kind of collaboration and generally support. It could be a third party. It doesn't have to mean that. But my main point about it is it's absolutely passing, as is this new cycle. And once again, you have the sword. So that was about communication and words and disappointment and maybe not hearing what you wanted to about your money. Don't you concern yourself with that. It is absolutely changing, and if nothing else, you may not want to hear this, but because of the fact that we have had so many Earth planets happening in Capricorn this year, and that's all about stable, unmoving, grounded, stubborn, I must say, energy. In the very important planets all year, they were in retrograde for quite some time. They're all forward again. And they're going to be that way till December 21st, when it all goes into air sign Aquarius. And that's going to make a huge difference in every one of our lives. You're going to feel it, and it'll continue to happen for years and years to come. So everything that's happened, all the confusion, all the controversy, that has to come forth in order to reestablish and renew and begin again. And so that's exactly what we're seeing this year. And so just knowing and having faith that this too shall pass, and it's going to be way better, far better. How's that? So do believe and know and understand, and the love here is very, very, very strong, and love does conquer all. And I will always say that because I fully believe that. So I like that a lot for your highlighted connection, Cancer. And I'll put those aside, and we'll pull, like I said, a card for every other zodiac sign and what's going on with that. So the next one, let's go around to the clockwise, I should say. So then we have Cancer and Scorpio, and quite frankly, it's one of the best connections. You're both water signs. You both resonate easily. You have that just commonality and understanding. You work in the same way as far as living with your emotions. Scorpio is also very sensitive, and they go deep. I mean, they are the transformational sign. They are ruled by Pluto. Pluto went forward recently, so it's even stronger. And the transformation is always to be better, to be, the best that we can be. And sometimes you have to change, you have to move, you have to change jobs, you have to reinvent yourself. Well, that's what this year has been about incredibly, right? And that's what I think Scorpios can show us all, because they're so understanding of that. That's what they've had as their ruling planet their whole life. So they get it, and they want to help people. They want to transform people. They have transformed over and over in their lifetime. It's that whole Pluto, death and then rebirth again, the cycles of life, once again, continuum that has to happen. The sun rising and the moon at night, it's life, and it's feeling comfortable and understanding, and then working together and being sensitive and listening to each other, even when you're not speaking, because you can feel each other's emotion, and it's really deep and passionate. And there's that wonderful, secretive, mysterious part of Scorpio that I think Cancer really can relate to. And it's going to be very beautiful. So let's see what we have as far as the energies for you. Okay, we have the major arcana, the star. So there's some really important wishes that are being asked by one or two or both of you, and looking and believing in your future and knowing you can manifest it. You really, really can, and it's a gift we all have. So you're ready to make that happen, and it feels good and it's beautiful. And this also, by the way, represents the sign of Aquarius. So once again, there's that energy. We're already starting to feel it. We're in October. December's not that far. And those energies are coming, they're coming through, boy. The truth will be said, and we will come to the understanding of the fairness and the just and equilibrium in life that needs to be brought forth and become a regular, aspect of our life. So there's that, and I love that for the two of you. Then we go to Libra and Cancer. I love this. Had so many beautiful Cancer relationships of all kinds. Siblings, I'm a Libra. There's that air quality again with Libra, and it's about wanting the fairness right now in this month. Like I said, all relationships are really starting to feel this need to feel that balance, whatever that is, and to make it work, and to feel that peace. Peace is important to Libra, and they will fight for that, literally. It's that important. But only because there's a lot of love, and it's needed in all relationships. So yeah, there's that. And they are ruled by Venus, like I said, so there's that love and that beautiful compassion for each other that can be there. Understanding. And then also Libra's a cardinal sign. They started their birthdays started on the fall equinox, which was in September, September 22nd. So this is beautiful energy for the two of you. What kind of energy message do we have? This has come up so much. I think it comes up when I tend to do the connection of air, because it's the Four of Swords, and this is about relaxing. This is about retreating and balancing and just being calm, because in retrogrades, like Mercury retrograde and Mars, that has been in retrograde for about 6 weeks and will be through November 13th. That's Mars in Aries. So, that is the polar opposite of Libra. And that is absolutely working and just working through all difficulties in relationships, because the key components will come out in this time. And so all of us feel that, but it's only because we want to love and we want it to get better. And there's going to be some beautiful moments. You're going to feel that peace. And this is the time. So retrogrades are retreating and renewing and revisiting and relaxing and redoing. Anything, you've already been working on, great. Work on the details. Don't feel as though you have to push forward really quickly. My business opened after 7 months and I was like, whew, I had a waiting list like I still do. It's a long one. I have to take it slow and easy. And that's what you two need to do. Take some time to enjoy each other's company. It's going to be beautiful. So then we have Virgo and Cancer, which I love, because you've got the water and the earth element of Virgo. And by the way, Venus is in Virgo. So there's even more love and I would say attraction happening right now. What I love about these two is they are great elements together. Water and earth just work really well together. They're very compatible, very complementary, as different as they are. The stability of Virgo, the adaptability of Virgo is very important for Cancers. Virgos are there to help. They are there to be organized and, permanent. And there's that security that I know Cancers in particular love feeling. They want to know that they can trust and that they're going to be taken care of and understood, with that sensitivity with them. Virgo is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is in retrograde. So the Mercury is the mind, the thoughts. They're very intelligent astrology signs and people, and they care a great deal about others. They're usually in service working for others, and they want to be the best they can be in that field and in their relationships. They have a deep passion with them. It may be more reserved, and maybe they work a little too hard at times, and you can work out that balance. But they're wonderful people. And you have the Three of Pentacles. There's the Earth. There's the Virgo. Three of Pentacles is absolutely growth and, just feeling creative and also having help and support from the community or the family. And there's possibility of marriage and, another level of your relationship with the beautiful permanence that comes with the Three of Pentacles. But it is money too, boy. Working on that and growing it, because I'll tell you what, Virgos are very, very good with money and organization, and they can help anybody in addition to you, Cancer. So perhaps you're building on something and you want to invest, you're getting married, you're engaged, you're thinking about it, you're going to a wedding, something about that's coming through. But it's beautiful. And then we go on to Leo. Ooh, hoo, hoo. Whoo, boy, this is really, there's that, once again, water and fire. So it has great potential, great passion. When you think of a Leo, you think of passion. When you think of vitality, you think of a Leo. Leo is ruled by the sun. We're talking sun signs, right? That personality, that ego. Wow, it's big, it's huge. Nothing small with Leo, right? And they are very passionate and they love deeply and they want to be there. They want to help. And they have tempers and they flare up sometimes. It could be a little off-putting to your sensitivity. But they're big-hearted and generous, and you love that. They're going to take care of you. They are great friends, and they could be great in business. They are creative, and they are very, very interested in doing well, whatever they do, because they want to be seen in a good light, trust me. And they love being praised for how well they do and their generosity. So that's always a good thing to remember. Your energy message, oh my gosh, it's the Queen of Pentacles. So there you go. You're establishing, this is beautiful, feminine and receptive energy, maternal energy. So that's what you are, Cancer, as well. You're known as the motherhood sign. The part of the body is your breast and your ovaries and, and just with stomach. And sometimes it can be a little emotional and it gets a little upset. But yeah, just mother to everybody, right? Even if you're not a mother, you are to somebody, and someone's, or your animals or your friend, whatever, you know where I'm going with this. So that's a beautiful connection, because both of you love to be cared for And that will definitely happen with the two of you in whatever capacity that is. So yeah, there's a lot of prosperity. There is a lot of comfort. And once again, security when it is the coins or the pentacles, the earth element, the things we can touch and feel, right? Then we go on to Gemini and Cancer, and I love it. I think they're amazing together. They're right next to each other, as is Leo. So I see a lot of friendships, and and there is that difference. There absolutely is with the air and the water. No question about it. Air is once again, the Gemini, like Libra and Aquarius, they are about the mind. So they're very detached in some ways. It's like you think, what are you thinking about? You're always just like in your mind, and that's how we work. But we do have hearts, and we do have sensitivity, sometimes more than people ever know. And I think you know that, Cancer. This is a beautiful friendship. You can have a lot of fun. Geminis are changeable, and you can be moody, and it all works. You get each other, you accept each other. If you do have issues, you're over them quickly. Their energy can be a little bit, like you have to keep up with them sometimes. They are sharp and quick and witty, and they love teaching, and they love communicating, and they want to, share, and they want to, write, and all sorts of things that have to do with communication, also ruled by Mercury. So now, like I said again, during Mercury retrograde, if anything, if there's communication that's seeming less than favorable, please be patient and take those deep breaths. It is going to pass. It always does. We always work through it. Transportation can be affected. Definitely any kind of technology. So this is gorgeous. I like it. What is your energy? Okay, the Eight of Cups. Well, there you are again in your element. You're emotional, and both of you are, because you're walking away from the heartaches and the letdowns and the emotional upsets of this year. I'm sure there's more than 8 cups we could count with that. Certainly close to 8 months that I was out of work. So, but you're letting that go. There is a time to finally release, right? Everyone's different. It's not to dismiss the hurts. They're deep, and there's every bit as important to each individual, and everyone has their own time to grieve, and they should. But you definitely want to think about now and then moving forward is what this depicts. And you have each other to work through and to discuss and think about positive things and to laugh together. Laughter certainly helps anyone's mood. I literally turn on some channels at night that make me laugh for that reason. And trust me, I instantly feel better. I'm sure you've done that, but if not, give it a try, because you will definitely feel better. Laughter is a great medicine. And then we go on to Taurus, Cancer and Taurus. Well, you've got that beautiful earth strength, bull, kind of strong, ruled by Venus, fixed sign. They love beauty, luxury. They have everything you want. They can make you comfortable, Cancer. They will work so hard for those they love, and they are determined. They are steadfast, and they're not in a rush. They can be one of the most patient. They will understand your moods. They will definitely understand your sensitivity. They will hold you tight. There's deep passion there. And being an earth sign like Taurus right now with Virgo, the earth sign, fellow earth sign, Venus being in Virgo, I feel a lot of beautiful love and communication happening about thinking about the future together. What is your... All right, well, we have the Page of Swords. So pages are about information and messengers. And it has to do with communication. But it's something new, but it's upright, and it's positive, and it's happy. So something from a child, something about having children, maybe about money or institutions. Maybe your child is going away to college, for the first time, and you're both really just kind of feeling sentimental, which also happens, by the way, in the retrograde. People come into your life that you haven't seen. Maybe somebody you haven't seen in a while is coming back, and it's like it's brand new again because it's been so long. And you can talk and have good communication. Maybe it's bringing back the child in yourselves and having fun and taking some time off. We all need it. I don't know. I haven't been away this year anywhere. It was like, nope, that's not happening, but I'd love to be. I'd like a staycay now that I'm back at work, and I'm like, I can't do that, but I shouldn't say can't, because we can do anything we need to make us feel good and to help others. And then we go on to Aries. Cancer and Aries. Whew. This is done. I see it a lot. And it's one of those things where I feel personally that a lot of the times the water sign will have a fire planet in particularly the moon or rising when they're with a fire. Or they just really dig the fact that there's that incredible courage and confidence and capability that comes off with fire signs in general. But the Aries is the number one, astrology sign. So they are the lead. They have to be. They don't know any different. Like a child. The first sign. They're so childlike, and they can be energetically very, very youthful even when they're older, and they have ideas coming out of their every part of their body. They're just like yes and yes, and let's try this and let's try that, and they don't always think it through, but they've got you, and you can be very sensible and shrewd about business and ideas, and you can kind of tame that fire. But they are just so loving and passionate. They too are a cardinal sign, as you are, Cancer. So that's a good compatible aspect. And like I said, there's that steamy and sometimes boiling aspect to water, and the tension is there. You got to have tension in a relationship. You just don't want too much or too little. Finding the balance in Libra season, working it through. And let's see, what do we have for the energy message? Exactly what I was saying, finding the balance. The major arcana Temperance, which also represents Sagittarius, a fire sign. But differently than the scales of Libra that we're in, the season of Libra, and the balance that's being offered to us, more so than any other time of year, it's really the alchemy and how we can change things like magically. And you know about that, Cancer, and you can really kind of teach and show the Aries, because they're willing to learn, and they would be very grateful to you to let them know how we have that ability. And we want to stay balanced. We want to stay balanced spiritually, mentally, and physically. This is one of those, as above, so below. It shows the angel, pouring one glass of water into another and just making sure alchemically that things are balanced, that we have enough water, that we are nutritionally taken care of, that we have our feet on the ground and we're not overdoing it, and we're watching our bodies, and we're taking care of ourselves, which and then in turn takes care of our relationships and all the people we care for. And it's a beautiful energy, and it's calm, and it's serene, and it's really important. We had a lot of passion with that energy of Aries, and even in retrograde it's still there. But it's going to go forward next month, so be prepared. And if conversations get a little short, just take those deep breaths and bring into mind that importance of balance and temperance. And you'll have nothing, it should be just fine. And then moving on to Pisces, one of your better, beautiful connections, and also water, fellow water sign. Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. Pisces is the two fish and the duality, and they're mutable, and they move, and they flow, and they can be anyone and everywhere, and they're very spiritual, and they're very psychic and intuitive, as are you, Cancer. So you feel each other, and you know instantly, this is right. I know, and therefore it is, Yeah, very creative, very artistic. The two of you can do all sorts of beautiful things partnership-wise. It's a really beautiful combination. It's very harmonious, and I love it for you two. I do. And you have the Three of Cups, so there you go. There's the water. It makes me think of Cancer, Pisces, and then, Scorpio. It doesn't have to be all three water signs, but it's festivities, and it's having fun. It's allowing that to happen. We are allowed. We deserve. So maybe some kind of special birthday celebration or some kind of celebration. Be aware, though, of how much you drink. You don't want to overdo it. Sometimes we don't realize it and we're having fun, but it will offset your internal balance in this time. And I think it's probably more pronounced in Libra season. So just being aware of that. I'm not being a dictator here, but you know your limits, and it is important for keeping good health. And we need to do that, especially this year, for obvious reasons. But it's beautiful. It's beautiful energy for the two of you. Doesn't surprise me in the least. Then we go on to Aquarius. A lot of beautiful connections with Aquarius. Once again, be prepared. We're entering into, the age of Aquarius. And it's going to be something, and it's going to be incredibly transformational. It'll be working through all the change we've had happen this year, but it's going to open doors, and it's going to make incredible new lifestyles that'll work for the masses, for that need to collaborate and to have justice and fairness of all walks of life. And, Aquarius is a fixed sign, so they are so determined, and they are very not so interested in wavering when they have ideas and whatnot. But, they do care about people. They want to listen. They just, when they have their mind set on something, that's kind of it. So be aware of that. But they're ruled by Uranus, and Uranus is all about change and all about surprise. And just when you think you're doing something, it'll turn it around in a heartbeat. But it can be for the best, and it can be amazing surprises. And Uranus is about science and innovation and invention, and all sorts of technology things coming through every single year. It never ceases to amaze me how fast in my lifetime, which is now probably 25 years realistically, since like the web, the World Wide Web, also when the planets were in Aquarius. But every day and every year it seems like more and incredible new inventions that do help us. Did we need the internet and the social media this year? Yes, we did. And a lot of us decided, this is it for me. I'm changing my career. I'm staying at home. I'm not going to jeopardize. Why should I? Why should I pay more for other places to rent and so forth? So it's a beautiful energy for the two of you. I like it a lot. And then you have, the Five of Cups. Recognizing once again, you do have some sorrow. You do have emotions that have happened. My gosh, it's so understandable for everybody, and it includes all connections. We are all connected. But you're looking at the two behind you. You're recognizing you've got beautiful blessings. Any one of us can find something to be grateful for, and it's a great practice to do a thankful gratitude log. Just start your day. Just a suggestion, but trust me, when you write down even 3 or 4 things, you're just like, yes. To start your day that way is one of the best things you can do. It really helps to see things in a different perspective. And so the two of you are doing that. You may have had losses. You may have cried on each other's shoulders. But you're going to think positive, and things are coming and changing as I speak. So that's good. 5 is the number for change and transformation. We have to do it in our lives. And then we go to Capricorn. Cancer and Capricorn, you're polar opposite. But there's that definite magnetism. There's the pull that happens when you're directly across from that sign. And I'll tell you, the earth, once again, and water, it works. Capricorn is very, very established, very capable, very hardworking, very resourceful. They want security. They want to be in luxury. They're in charge. They want to be the leaders. They're very big on authority that might enter into your relationship. But you know what, Cancer? As long as they're loving and trusting and careful, which is so important to you, you're great. You're fine, and they will be there for you, boy. And there might be some beautiful, prosperous energy coming through with them, because they're very capable of saving and being resourceful with their money and knowing how to deal with that. And they're ruled by Saturn, so they're very structured and very focused and so forth. That is what Saturn does. It keeps us on task. No issues with that there. Just make sure there's balance with work and play when it comes to Capricorn. And you have the 6 of Wands, so there's that fiery energy for the two of you. There's victorious, celebrations. Something beautiful has transpired this year, because we do have the planet of Jupiter, which comes into each and every one of our signs every 12 years. So it's not a lot of times in our lifetime. And it's in Capricorn this year. And they're going to say, I know you're going to say, of all years, a lot has transpired in positive ways for Capricorns. Even with all that's gone by, so many people have done extremely well this year, certainly financially. I want to feel like a good percentage of you watching have had some beautiful opportunities that you may or may not want to take advantage of. That's up to you. I feel like you have. And what's happened, it will go on for another 12 years or more this year. So that's beautiful. And it does affect you, Cancer, in positive ways, because they want to take care of those they love, and they have deep love. They may be reserved, but they definitely care about love, more than I think people give them credit for. Something beautiful. It looks like community. It looks like, working together. There's a lot of support, family, whatever it is. It's awesome. And those are your energies for all of the connections, beautiful Cancer. And the highlight, of course, is Sagittarius. So let me finish with your two beautiful oracle messages. And I like to call them your, obviously guidance. But this particular one I got just last week for a birthday gift. And I've always loved it. So I ordered a couple. I'm using this one right now. And I like to switch off. And I hope to continue to get more and more decks to share with you. The oracles are really about the messages they can bring to us for that upliftment and encouragement in our lives. And sometimes one word just says it all, which is kind of what's going on with this. But I do have a booklet to explain more. So for all of the Cancers and all their beautiful love connections for today and onward in October, you have Observer. I just pulled this, and I did shuffle, but I love it. You're going to like it too. Interesting. Has to be, must be. So you've got this beautiful fox, very smart animal as far as the animal spirits go. It's another deck I have, animal spirits, and it's looking at the new moon we just had, right? And it's very, very, with the telescope, and it's like, I have this intuitive understanding, and I have this dream, I have ideas and inspirations, and I have initiated this, and it shall come to pass. Now it is number 1349, which becomes a 4, and that's that beautiful balance, the 4 walls that support us. We're in year 4 as well. This year has been a year to really go inward and to understand what we can reap from what has occurred. When you get through this year, nothing's stopping you, right? But those are two important aspects that I see from this, and I'll read to you what the message says. 49 should have just gone to it. If it wasn't yesterday, it was the day before. Unbelievable. So let's see here. Essential meaning: perspective, objectivity, neutral observation from a distance. That makes sense to me with you, Cancer, because you can do that. You do observe. You don't have to be in the front limelight all the time. You're in your passive stage sometimes. You're in your deepest spiritual, intuitive side that understands. The oracle's message: most people see the world through a personal lens. They closely identify with their feelings and experiences, so much so that they come to believe that these are the only reality. There are times when you need to distance yourself in order to gain perspective and understand your circumstances from a more neutral vantage point. Now is one of those times in your life. This is a perfect moment for you to begin to do some exploring. Instead of only considering yourself, consider what you need to understand with the conditions, people, culture, and environment you're engaged with now. Boy, is that topical for right now? You'll be so happy you did. Illumination is the miracle you seek and will indeed find. I feel that's very, very conducive to the person and the element you are, and just your beautiful sensitivity. I love that, Cancer. And last but not least, your Super Attractor Manifestation, one of my favorite decks. It's one of those mantras or affirmations you can say and think, start your day, end your day with. It's about feeling, and you know how to feel, and you know how to really, really utilize your emotions to bring and manifest things in. The water signs have great capacity of being manifest. All of us do, but I'm just saying in my experience that throughout the years, water signs seem to have their I don't know the expression, they just get it. They just have the ability to manifest because they understand the hidden and the mystery things, that not all of us see or feel. Directing my focus onto what's thriving creates more of what I want. Yes, let's do that. Let's be happy. Let us focus on the positive now. We got some beautiful weather most places in northern, California or United States, America. And, just focusing on these words alone, it just, I feel it in my body already. I know you do. You're like that. I have a Pisces rising, so a lot of things definitely are felt in simply put terms. But I love that for you. This is beautiful, and I hope that you, like I said, resonate with some of these. And connections are so important in life, and I know they matter to you as well. I pray that you're safe and continue to be well. And I appreciate you stopping in greatly. Come back again, okay? Be a part of my tribe. It means a great deal. And so be well. Take care until next time. Bye for now.